In the Battle of the Carolinas, it was North Carolina beating South Carolina in the Duke's Mayo Classic 31-17, with the Tar Heels opening up their season in convincing fashion. This South Carolina team might not turn out to be all that, but it's still SEC talent across the line, and for one night, UNC answered almost every question that's been built up since the last time on the field. The defense was largely hit or miss in the first half, but the run defense was enough of a reason for optimism. On 14 attempts, South Carolina had 5 yards. It wasn't always pretty, yet the defense was at least hanging its hat on being good at something, and that something was stuffing the run, getting in the backfield, and forcing South Carolina to play behind the chains. Fundamentally, it was a clean game, with the breakdowns being so few and far between, and even the ones I did notice, like a miscommunication between Elijah Huzzie and Power Echols that resulted in a running back not being passed off into the flat, those are all easily correctable. Then to hold South Carolina to 3 second-half points with the Gamecocks playing from behind, you have to tip the caps. That front seven was dominant. The run defense was phenomenal. They got pressure time and time again. I was getting ready to make an optometrist appointment because I could not believe the group I was watching was one belonging to UNC. 16 tackles for a loss and 9 sacks. For context, UNC averaged 3.64 tackles for a loss per game, which was 130th in the NCAA. Only Minnesota was worse. And a game into the season, UNC is already at 56% of its total sack numbers from the 2022 regular season. If you would have told me to come up with a list of 500 different things that could happen in this game, UNC getting 9 sacks wouldn't have even crossed my mind in the slightest. I don't know if you could top some of those numbers, but perhaps the most impressive number for the defense was only allowing 3 points off 3 sudden change possessions, with them repeatedly standing tall and having the offense's back. For me, the hero of the game for the Tar Heels was Kamon Rucker. He's in on nearly every play, blowing them up before they even have a chance to develop. 2 sacks, 5.5 tackles for a loss, and he forced Spencer Rattler into an intentional grounding late. Watch the tape back with the focus on number 25, and you can appreciate how disruptive he is. Offensively, I liked what I saw from Chip Lindsey in his debut as offensive coordinator for the Tar Heels. You saw linemen split out wide, reverses, a wildcat look, and pocket movement. And that was just the first drive. With Drake May under center, he's got the keys to a Ferrari handed to him, and he's off doing donuts in the parking lot with a willingness to get creative with the amount of talent at his disposal. If the NCAA corrects course and UNC gets Tez Walker and Nate McCullum back from injury in this offense, the Tar Heels will be cooking with gas. From a Carolina perspective, there was a lot to be encouraged by tonight. The cornerback play could improve, with DeAndre Boykins being ruled out for the season, as most of the success South Carolina had was picking on a young corner, and you'd like another receiver to show he can create separation outside of Kobe Paysour, who did fill in quite nicely with 66 yards and a touchdown. For UNC to go from good to great, this was a massive step in the right direction. From Bank of America Stadium, for Inside Carolina, I'm Taylor Vippolis, signing off.